naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 237 0000 or 0811 584 1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture, celebrate life. Terms and conditions apply.
Niger Boss Factor Season 1!
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize. M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, Season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John International!
This year, it is even better.
My name is Joel Idadile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor. And those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 08.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Uduak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, Buhari felicitates ex-Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu at 60. Still on the headlines, plane with 11 on board crashes near Cameroon capital. Also on the headlines, Global Coalition to Defeat ISIS says it will renew its efforts to fight extremist groups. Nigeria-Ghana renew rivalry in ITTF World Championship, and that would be on sports. And now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday felicitated with former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu as he turned 60 today, Thursday, May 12, 2022. Buhari's congratulatory message was contained in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina. The statement said the president rejoices with the lawmaker, his family, friends and associates on the landmark celebration, saluting his contributions to the legislature where he has served since 2003. President Buhari says the lawyer and politician has made salutary impact on constitutional and electoral reforms in the country, as well as serving as Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, where he successfully spearheaded the enhancement of the powers of the regional parliament. Buhari also commended the public service trajectory of Ekweremadu, which he said has seen him serve as Chief of Staff to an Enugu State Governor, Secretary to the State Government, Senator Deputy Senate President, and Speaker, ECOWAS Parliament. He wished the lawmaker good health, a sound mind, and further service to God and humanity. Still in the news, the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, has resigned from the cabinet of the President, Muhammadu Buhari. This was contained in a statement released by the aide, Jackson Udom, late Wednesday. This is as the media aide to the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, Jibrilu Gwandu, maintained silence on the resignation plans of his principal, Abubakar Malami San, who has picked up the governorship form for Kebbi State under the ruling All Progressives Congress, that is the APC. It had earlier been reported that the President Muhammadu Buhari directed that all members of his cabinet and appointees vying for electoral offices resign on or before May 16, 2022. The order, which came on Wednesday, was announced during the Federal Executive Council, that is FEC meeting, and presided over by the President at the Council Chambers of the State House, Abuja. The statement by Udom said Senator Akpabio has resigned his appointment as Minister, Niger Delta Affairs Ministry, and will soon submit his nomination form at the International Conference Center, Abuja. In line with his party's guidelines, so far, the ministers who have resigned include the Minister of Science and Technology, Ogbonnaya Onu, and the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba. Bringing you more stories in Africa today, the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP, on Wednesday night resolved to throw its 2023 presidential ticket open to all the 6 geopolitical zones in the country. The party took the decision at its National Executive Committee, that is NEC-NEC meeting in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. The meeting was convened to consider, among others, the reports of the party's zoning committee, headed by the Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, announced this after the meeting in Abuja. He said the decision to align with the recommendation of the party zoning committee. After a very extensive deliberation, NEC aligned with the recommendation of the PDP National Zoning Committee that the presidential election should now be left open. The next decision effectively ended the debate on the zoning of the PDP ticket. There were insinuations last month that the opposition party had jettisoned the zoning idea and opted to throw the ticket open to all the aspirants to test their strength at this month's presidential primary in Abuja. And now let's bring some coronavirus updates to you. Nigeria has recorded 34 new cases of COVID-19 in 4 states, bringing the total to 255,836 in 36 states of the country, plus the FCT. According to the latest information released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, that is the NCDC, Kaduna reported 14 cases, Lagos 9, Delta 8, Kano reported 3 cases. A total of 249,936 persons have been discharged, and the number of deaths is 3,143. So, the number of active cases amounts to 2,757. When the news returns, news from other parts of West Africa. Don't go away. Welcome back to Africa Today on Hales TV. Cameroon's Transport Ministry has revealed a passenger plane carrying 11 people crashed in a forest near Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, on Wednesday. The air traffic controllers lost radio contact with the aircraft, which was later located in the forest near Nanga Eboko, around 150 kilometers, that is 90 miles northeast of the capital, Yaoundé, the ministry said in a statement. A ministry official speaking on condition of anonymity said the plane crashed and rescuers were trying to see if it's possible to save anyone. The aircraft was flying from Yaoundé and Simalin Airport at Belabo in the east of the country, it added. It says the crash was the first major air catastrophe in the country since 2007, when a Kenya Airways plane carrying 114 people crashed after taking off from Douala Airport. The National Council of Guinea's transition, that is the CNT, voted yesterday, May 11, on the chronogram of the transition and set it at 36 months, contrary to the government's first proposal, which was 39 months. The decision, announced on Wednesday, places the country at odds with regional partners and the UN, who have both called for a much shorter transition period. Meanwhile, socio-political actors like Abdoulaye Koroma, president of the PRRD party, have been reacting to give their opinions on this duration of the transition, saying that does not fall within the competence of the CNT as a body of the transition. We now move to other parts of Africa after this break. Do stay with us. Always a delight to have you back. The global coalition to defeat the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, that is ISIS, vowed to pursue their fight against jihadist groups in Africa and in the Middle East. The meeting brought together over 60 partners and was held in Marrakesh on Wednesday, May 11. Nasser Bourita, the Moroccan Minister of Foreign Affairs, said the shared assessment of the dangerous rise of terrorist threats in Africa has led to the emergence of a tailored approach of the coalition's support to the African continent. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back with Africa Today on Hills TV. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Still on that story, the meeting with U.S. Undersecretary for Political Affairs, Victoria Nuland, disclosed that the United States is committed to working with partners in West Africa to confront the challenges. According to reports, the coalition was created in 2014 and gathers 84 states and international organizations. Based on figures from the U.S. Bureau of Counterterrorism, it revealed in the Sahel region the number of terrorist attacks had increased by 43% between 2018 and 2021. The United States said it wants to spend nearly $120 million in new aid to sub-Saharan Africa to impede, arrest, prosecute, and convict terrorists. And now away from that story, a mix of abundant rain and sunny spells in most of Ivory Coast's cocoa growing regions last week has boosted the April to September mid-crop, farmers said. The world's top cocoa producer is in the midst of its rainy season, with frequent heavy downpours from April to mid-November. Several farmers said the past week's weather would help small pods mature by August and September and boost bean quality. Harvests are picking up and more beans are being sold to cooperatives, they added. The weather is very good and the trees are doing well. We are set to have a lot of cocoa this year, said Emile Boer, who farms near the eastern region of Abengaro, where 49 millimeters, that is mm, fell last week, 23.5 mm below the 5-year average. Rains were also above average in the southern regions of Agboville and Divo, but below average in the western region of Sabure, although farmers there said harvest and crop development were still on track. In the center-western region of Dalao and in the central regions of Bangono and Yamoussoukro, farmers said the weather would bolster the development of pods set to be harvested from July. Rains will help pods grow bigger in coming weeks, said Albert Nzue, who farms near Dalao, and where 48.1 millimeter of rain fell last week, 26.2 millimeter above average. Average weekly temperatures range between 27.4 and 30.4 degrees Celsius. Now let's talk more stories. The Armed Forces has announced that it has killed from May 7 until today a total of 23 terrorists who have been pursued and besieged in isolated areas adjacent to the border areas in airstrikes on a number of terrorist outposts. 3 four-wheel drive vehicles used by terrorists to implement their criminal plans were destroyed, the statement added. The armed forces also succeeded in discovering and destroying a number of improvised explosive devices at dawn on May 11. Our air forces continued to carry out their concentrated strikes, which resulted in the destruction of a vehicle and the killing of 7 Takfiri elements. Law enforcement forces foiled an attempt to attack a security point, killing 7 terrorists and seizing a number of automatic rifles, ammunition, hand grenades, wireless devices. The bodies of the dead were seized and handed over to their relatives once identified. According to the statement, an officer and 4 soldiers were martyred and 2 other soldiers were wounded during operations. The armed forces affirmed that they would continue to retaliate for the martyrs who lost their lives and completely eliminate terrorists from the ground up and achieve total security and safety for the people of Egypt. Up next on Africa Today is business news. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us talking business. The National Bureau of Statistics, that is the NBS, says Nigeria's gross domestic product, that is the GDP, increased by 4.03% in the third quarter of last year. This is according to a report released by the NBS on Nigeria Gross Domestic Product Report, that is expenditure and income approach for third and fourth quarter, that is quarter 3, quarter 4 2021 in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. In the third quarter of last year, the report said Nigeria's real GDP at basic prices grew by 4.03% on a year-on-year basis, showing a steady improvement from the economic downturn in 2020. The NBS said growth improved further in quarter 4 of 2021 with a positive GDP growth rate of 3.98%. It also disclosed that the negative quarterly growths in quarter 2 and quarter 3 2020 resulted in a recession, which led to a negative annual growth rate of -1.92% for 2020 compared to 2.27% in 2019 on a year-on-year basis. The NBS said the annual growth in 2021 stood at 3.40%, an improvement of 2020. Compared to the third and fourth quarters of 2020, the performance in 2021 indicated an increase of 7.65% points and 3.87% points higher. The report further revealed that household consumption expenditure in quarter 3 and quarter 4 2021 grew by 19.36% and 7.30% in real terms year-on-year. Still talking business, the Secretary General of the Memorandum of Understanding, that is MOU, on port state control for West and Central African region, Sunday Umorin, has said that a total of 52,000 vessels visited the West African region in 2021. Speaking at the International Maritime Organization, Abuja MOU, designed for heads of maritime administrations in the West and Central African region in Lagos, Umorin said that the Secretariat had achieved appreciable success in the training of port control officers who were in the first line of both offense and defense in the battle against substandard shipping in the region. He said that despite the fact that the group put a minimum ship inspection at 15%, some countries in the region still found it difficult to meet up, noting that in 2021 alone, about 52,000 vessels. The Abuja MOU scribe said that the essence of the Lagos meeting was to engage policymakers to come up with maritime-friendly policies. Umarin also said that the body had now adopted a platform and body cameras to ensure proper security on the waters within the region. Earlier, the head African Section Subdivision for Maritime Development Technical Cooperation Division, William Azu, had said that 100% of maritime administrations in the region had been audited. He, however, lamented how low performance in the area of corrective action plan. Now let's head on to South Africa and have you know that South Africa's rand continued to trade weaker against the dollar early on Friday as the green for aggressive monetary policy tightening that is 0.34% weaker than its close on Thursday when it slumped by close to 4%. The dollar was headed for a fifth winning week as benchmark U.S. Treasury yields held near the highest levels since November 2018. Investors now eye U.S. non-farm payrolls data for April to assess its impact on monetary policy. Fed on Wednesday raised its benchmark rate by half a percentage point, the most in 22 years. Government bonds also weakened with the yield on the benchmark instrument maturing in 2030 up 6 basis points to 10.045%. Still to come on sports. Stay with us.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Fighter, John Igatchele!
This year it is.
Sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 841500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate culture, celebrate life. Terms and conditions apply.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sports News on Africa Today. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya. The city of Abuja is set to host the Athletic Federation of Nigeria AFN All-Commerce competition as it makes its third and final stop with preparations to continue for the next Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. It was gathered that the competition, which began at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin in March, moved to the Yaba College of Technology Sports Ground in Yaba, Lagos last month and is now making its final stop in Abuja. back from that short break, still on the Athletics Federation of Championship, where we see the 22nd African Senior Athletics Championship scheduled to hold in Mauritius in June. The Abuja event will serve as the final chance for the athletes to secure places in the AFN Classic scheduled to hold in Benin in a fortnight. Samuel Onikeku, the AFN Technical Director, said the all-comers competition was designed to give athletes the competition they require to aid their preparations for major athletics championship and games this summer. Onikeku added that the AFN is happy with the performances of some of the athletes as they prepare for the major events ahead, starting with the African Championship in Mauritius next month. Some players in the Nigerian Professional Football League, NPFL, have praised the invitation of some of the stars in the division to the Super Eagles for the upcoming international friendlies with Ecuador and Mexico. Earlier on Tuesday, Eagles assistant coach Salisu Yusuf invited 30 players for the games, including 8 home-based players. The 8 NPFL players in the squad are Babatunde Nosiru of Kwara United, Chiamaka Madu of Rivers United, goalkeeper Adewale Adeyinka of Aqua United, Ojo Olurulonke of Eyimba International, and his teammate Victor Boma. Others are defenders Issa Ali for Remo Stars, Ibrahim Buhari, Plateau United, and Riverstars forward Shak Rafiu Kayode. Reacting to the invitation of the local players, Shooting Stars forward Wasil Alalade said development is huge because it's not a Chan team but the main squad, while calling for it to continue. Also reacting to development, Rivers United captain Festus Austin noted that the invitation will go a long way in motivating the local league players, adding that it will also create a healthy competition amongst the players in NPFL. Nigeria will be up against Ghana and 8 other nations at the Western Region qualifiers for the 2023 ITTF World Championship taking place in Lagos between May 19th and 21st. Findings show that the 2023 World Championship will be the second time Africa will be hosting the ITTF World Championships, as the city of Durban in South Africa was awarded the hosting right in 2020 at the ITTF AGM in 2020. 4 events, team, men and women, and singles, men and women, will be jostled for at the tournament, with Nigerians V1 Akambi facing familiar foes from Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. 2-time regional champion Fatimo Bello of Nigeria will also be hoping to retain the title she won in Abidjan and Lagos in 2019 and 2021 respectively. According to Secretary General of the Western Region, German Karu, the huge turnout for the teams was based on the quality of organization coupled with the quality of players expected at the 3-day tournament hosted by Lagos State Government under the technical coordination of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation (NTTF). Apart from Nigeria and Ghana, teams from Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Benin Republic, Togo, Niger Republic, and Senegal are also expected at the championship. Over now to the international scene, where we see veteran rider BNM Guimé says it would be one of cycling's best moments when the first Black African rider wins a Grand Tour stage. Guimé 2022 make him Grand Tour debut at Friday's Giro d'Italia Grand Partenza, where he is expected to challenge for the stage victory. He became the first Black African to win a World Tour race at Belgium's Gent-Wevelgem Classic in March. Guimé, who rides for the Belgian Intermarché Wanty-Gilbert team, took a short victory at Gent-Wevelgem, where he sprinted early for the line, beating established one-day classic riders such as Jasper Stuyven of Trek Sangofredo. The first stage of the 3-week Giro d'Italia begins in Hungarian capital Budapest before returning to Italy for the stage 4. The stage's 195-kilometer run to Visegrad is relatively flat, but ends with a Category 4 climb in the final few kilometers, which is expected to suit Guillemets. He could even wear the famous race pink leader's jersey if he wins the stage. Following his victory in Belgium, he returned to the ancient capital Asmara and spent 4 hours being greeted by several thousand fans waving flags and following him through the city. And that's your sport news on Africa Today. Back to Udwak Daniel for the rest of the news. I am Memo Cynthia Osoya.
Thank you so much for that input in sports, Memo Sincere Sawyer. And this is how we call it a close in Africa Today. But before we go, a quick look at our major stories. We told you earlier on, Buhari felicitates ex-deputy Senate President Ekweremadu at 60. We also told you plane with 11 on board crashes near Cameroon capital. Earlier on, we brought to the fore the fact that Global Coalition to Defeat ISIS says it will renew its efforts to fight extremist groups. And we brought in sports the fact that Nigeria-Ghana renew rivalry in the ITTF World Championships. Visit us visit us on Facebook on Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Our YouTube channel is